breastfeeding provides every child with the best possible start in life. It delivers health, nutritional, and emotional benefits to both children and mothers, and it forms part of a sustainable food system. Breastfeeding is a natural process, but it is not always easy. Mothers need support both to get started and to sustain breastfeeding. The theme of World Breastfeeding Week 2020 is Support Breastfeeding for a Healthier Planet. In line with this theme, AIDEN, Association for Evidence-Based Dietetics and Nutrition, Ernakulam chapter is coming with this video to protect and promote breastfeeding. During this COVID-19 pandemic, it is even more important to find innovative solutions to ensure that access to these essential services is not compromised and that families continue to receive the breastfeeding counseling they need.
Breastfeeding, in simple terms, is a natural process by which the baby derives nourishment from the mother's body. It is a physiological process in which the mother's body develops to produce and secrete milk to feed the baby. The complexity of this process is not well understood by many of us as it is a neuroendocrine response mechanism. Milk secretion is triggered by visual, tactile, or emotional stimulus, and this sets off the letdown reflex. When the baby suckles at the mother's breast, a stimulus is sent to the mother's hypothalamus, which then triggers another signal to the pituitary gland to release the two major hormones, prolactin and oxytocin, which are the main hormones involved in this process of letdown reflex. Prolactin from anterior pituitary stimulates milk production in the alveolus, whereas oxytocin released from the posterior pituitary is responsible for the release of milk from the mammary glands through the lactic ducts into the baby's mouth. Oxytocin is also a facilitator for contraction of uterine muscles, thereby bringing back the uterus to its normal size after delivery. And it is also a feel-good hormone which helps in the emotional well-being of the mother. So to conclude, we can say that the response of the body towards these two hormones is so important for exclusive and efficient breastfeeding in the mother.
The baby endowed with certain reflexes that help him breastfeed. When the mother's nipple touches baby's cheek, the baby turns in the direction of the nipple and opens his mouth. This is rooting reflex in response to touch around the mouth. A normal term newborn can immediately latch onto the breast through the rooting reflex. As soon as nipple touches baby's chin, rooting occurs and the baby turns towards the breast, opening the mouth widely. The nipple and areola should be introduced into the mouth of the baby. The baby immediately begins to suck. This stimulates the prolactin and oxytocin reflexes and milk secretion and ejection begins. The sucking pattern varies with some babies fulfilling their requirement in 5 to 10 minutes while others take longer. The baby should allow to decide the duration of the feed. But if the feed are more than half an hour or less than 4 minutes, it may mean a problem. The baby should be fed on demand with at least more than 8 feeds in 24 hours. Initially, the demand are very frequent, but by 1 to 2 weeks, the frequency decreases. The baby should be fed frequently and for as long as he wants to, even at night. A satisfied child releases breast spontaneously. Mothers do not have to stop breastfeeding.
How to assess the degree of milk transfer to the infant? First one is the urine. If the baby is passing 6 to 8 times of urine in a day, is considered as healthy. Next one is the stool. Once in a day or 5 days once passing the motion also is considered as healthy for the breastfeeding babies. Next one is the weight. Babies should gain 20 to 30 gram weight per day and should be considered as healthy.
The feeding mother's diet is very important for the breast milk quality. The mother has to include protein-rich foods such as pulses, curds, nuts, eggs, meat and fish in her diet, along with vegetables, fruits and lots of fluids. This helps to provide lacking micronutrients such as iron and vitamin C also through the breast milk to the baby, which supports overall growth.
Breast milk provides ideal nutrition for infants, and it contains important components to protect baby's immature immune system. It's a powerhouse of all essential nutrients for proper growth and development of the baby. It's a perfect mixture of nutrients like vitamins, protein, and fat. It is more easily digested than any other infant feeding formula, and it also contains antibodies that help your baby to fight against viruses and bacteria. In addition to being a critical source of nutrient, breast milk can enhance the bonding and the emotional attachment between the mother and the baby. And it's also helped to reduce the stress and to control the blood pressure of the mother. Remember, breastfeeding is not a choice, it's a responsibility.
Breast milk changes its consistency throughout of age. Depending on the consistency, it is often described as having two parts. Fore milk is the milk available when your baby starts sucking. It is described as thin and runny. Fore milk is low in fat and calories, but its consistency is satisfying to a hungry baby. As baby progresses, the milk turns into hind milk. It is thicker in texture and high in fat content when compared to fore milk. Hind milk makes your baby feel full for a longer time and sleepy. So both fore milk and honey milk are important.
Colostrum is the yellowish watery liquid that is secreted by the mammary glands in the first weeks after delivery. This is the first immunization for the baby. It contains about 58 calories, protein 2.6 grams, 2 milligram of zinc and lactose 5.3 grams. So contains an interferon-like substance that has strong antiviral properties. Vitamin B12 binding substance is also present in colostrum that makes the B12 unavailable that is needed for the growth of E. coli and other bacteria. Nutrition comes from the word nutricus, meaning to suckle at the breast. A full-term infant can be immediately breastfed after a normal delivery, and for a cesarean delivery, immediately after the mother regains consciousness. The baby has an ability to root, and this is called the rooting reflex.
Breastfeeding helps uterus return to its previous size and it reduces the risk of postpartum bleeding. It is a natural method of birth control. It prevents the risk of ovarian and breast cancer and it improves figure of the mother. After exclusive breastfeeding, continue breastfeeding combined with solid food for 2 years or as long as the mother and baby desire.
Suckling reflex is the most essential reflex for successful lactation. This reflex is seen from birth to about 4 months. When an infant's lips and mouth area are touched, the mouth opens and sucking movements begin. A baby who can suck effectively, the breast will able to swallow the milk. As liquids move into the mouth, the touching immediately move it to the back of the mouth for swallowing.
Physiologically, there are a lot of benefits for a nursing mother. First of all, it stimulates the uterus to contract and return back to normal size soon after the birth of the baby. Secondly, the important point is that for the milk production, they need a lot of calories. So there will be a faster weight loss for the mother. And for a long term, when we are saying that, it reduces the risk of breast cancer and ovarian cancer.
Next, let's talk about breastfeeding skills and body positioning of the baby. A healthcare provider should establish good breastfeeding skills as it helps the effective transfer of the milk from the mother to the baby. Good breastfeeding skills include proper position of the baby at the breast and the effective feeding. Baby can be fed either by sitting or by lying, but it is safer to breastfeed the baby on the sitting position. Now let's see about a good position of the baby. Hold the baby closely to the mother, turning towards her. Baby's neck should be straight or bend back slightly. Ensure the whole body is supported. Supporting the body with a pillow is comfortable for both the mother and the child, especially for the newborns. There should be proper eye contact between the mother and the child. Then the good attachment includes chin touching the breast, mouth wide open, and lower lip turned outwards.
Common problems which are faced by the breastfeeding mothers are flat or inverted nipples. It is a condition where the nipple appears flat and inverted inside the areola. This condition can be cured by using syringe technique and nipple stabilization. The second one is cracked nipples. Cracked nipples are caused due to the poor attachment of the baby to breast, where babies have only the nipples, which can be cured by adopting appropriate position for feeding and washing the nipple with water and exposure to air as much as possible, and also application of hin milk on the nipples can help. One is fullness and engorgement of the breast. Engorgement of the breast is the frequent problem which is due to the accumulation of milk inside the breast. The reason behind this may be due to delayed initiation of breastfeeding, early removal of the baby from the breast, bottle feeding, and any restriction of breastfeeding like cracked nipples, etc., which can be cured by feeding the baby every 2 hours by adopting moist heat technique, and manual or pump expression of milk can help. If it is not cared properly, which can lead to blocked milk.
Lactation failure is rare, even though some mother may not get to produce enough milk for her baby due to some reasons, such as not breastfeeding often enough, waiting too long to start the breastfeeding, supplementing breastfeeding, an ineffective latch, and use of other medications. Once the mother identified the reason why her breast is not able to produce enough milk for her baby, she can do some actions now, like ensure the correct latching, increase the frequency of breastfeeding, sleep with your baby, and breastfeed every 2 hours. Compressing and pumping your breast will also help you to increase the milk supply. Eat a more healthy, natural, and nutritious diet, and drink a lot of water. If you are healthy, your body will carry on doing everything in a normal manner.
Normal pregnancy lasts 40 weeks. A baby born before 37 weeks of gestation is classed as a preterm baby. Nutrition management is much important for the immediate survival, subsequent growth and development of the newborn. Feeding the newborn with premature milk offers many nutritional advantages to the infant because of its higher protein and electrolyte concentration. Advantages include increase in length, weight and head circumferences, increased rate of fat absorption, and lesser incidence of necrotizing enterocolitis. Breastfeeding a premature infant may be a challenge. Mother should be encouraged to feed the baby if the baby is strong enough to suckle. Otherwise, the breast milk can be expressed and fed to the baby using a tube. Frequent nursing and milk expression as well as skin to skin holding will help to maintain milk supply. To maximize the milk production, mothers should get enough rest, should drink adequate fluid, and minimize
Formula feeds may seem it has got its own set of disadvantages, like they lack immunoglobulins which are naturally present in the breast milk. Proper reconstitution of the formula feeds are very important, as over diluting the feeds can lead to energy deficit. This also leads to underfeeding. Similarly, over concentration of the feeds can lead to energy excess, which leads to overfeeding in babies. So this can also lead to constipation and dehydration due to lack of water in them. And overfeeding can also lead to lifestyle disorders like diabetes and obesity later on in life. A lot of babies develop intolerance towards certain nutrients in the formula feeds. So what happens is this leads to diarrhea, vomiting, or indigestion in the babies. Proper sterilization of the equipments, proper cleaning and handling of the equipments and the formula is very important. Otherwise, this leads to contamination of the formula, leading to infections in the babies. Hence, formula feeds must be given under proper guidance by a pediatrician or your dietitian.
Low milk supply is a common concern among breastfeeding mothers. The substance that increases the flow of mother's milk is known as lactogroup. The main lactogroup foods are garlic, ginger, fenugreek, sprouted pulses, all grains, nuts and seeds, green leafy vegetables. The too much intake of caffeine and tannin cause anemia, dehydrate the body, and lower the production of breast milk. The lactogroup medications must be prescribed by mother's healthcare providers. The standard recommended doses should not exceed it because it leads to nausea, diarrhea, gastric upset, and severe depression.
COVID-19 and breastfeeding. Practice respiratory hygiene. Wear a surgical face mask. Wash your hands for 40 seconds with soap and water before and after touching your baby. Clean your baby properly after each feeding. Routinely clean and disinfect the surfaces you touches. Then take a proper and healthy diet for a lactating mother in COVID-19 to improve their immunity.
Now you all heard about the points of breastfeeding. I just conclude the steps to successful of breastfeeding. Inform all pregnant women about the benefits and management of breastfeeding. Help mothers initiate breastfeeding with half an hour of birth. Show mothers how to breastfeed and how to maintain lactation even if they should be separated from their babies. Give no pre-lactal feeds and practice rooming inform 24 hours a day. Encourage breastfeeding on demand. Give no artificial teats or pacifies. Foster the establishment of breastfeeding, support groups and refer mothers to them or discharged from the hospital or clinic.